Hey everybody, just recently did my first live stream in a long time. Apparently now I'm able to do that. Wasn't able to do it earlier, but apparently I am now, so maybe I'll incorporate that down the road some more. But right now I felt like doing some inside pitch. I just finished the World Series from last year, so I figured let's go ahead and do something else. So just one of my favorite teams to follow back in the day was the 1989 Baltimore Orioles. They were called the Why Not Orioles. If you remember back in '88, they were so bad from losing the first 21 games of the season, had over 100 losses, and a bunch of old veterans that pretty much packed it in. In '89, they went to a youth movement, traded away some of their older players, got some younger players in, and they finished in second place behind the Blue Jays in 1989. So this is actually game 2. I've already played game 1 of the season, where they beat Roger Clemens on opening day. Now they're going to face Mike Boddicker and the Red Sox, game 2 of the 1989 season. And one of the things I liked about '89 as well, back in the day before Retro Sheet and all that stuff came along, practically before the internet, I guess. Back in 1990, they put out the 1989 American League and National League box score book and averages. I don't know what happened. I had both of them. I don't know what happened to the National League one. It's around here somewhere, I guess. Hope it didn't get thrown out. It was a green border. But this basically was Retro Sheet before Retro Sheet. Had all the stats, fielding, everything. Had box scores. You can see there it's got the box scores just like in your newspaper. So I thought it was pretty cool back then to do that. And I think in the beginning they had, this was put out by the Sporting News, the averages. And then they also had some things about specialized stats. They had pitching stats, they had fielding stats. I believe they had pinch hitting stats. Just all kinds of good stuff in here. Even guys that reached on catcher's interference. So if you were a stat junkie like I was back in the day, this kind of fit the bill. But yeah, '89 was one of those seasons that the actual season itself wasn't all that great. Even the World Series, they had the earthquake and everything. So it's not really memorable as a season. But the '89 Orioles in particular really caught my fancy. So this is game 2 from Memorial Stadium. And we'll look at the starting lineups. First for the Red Sox, Wade Boggs will lead off at third, Marty Barrett at second, Dwight Evans in right, Greenwell in left, Burks in center, Rice the DH, Saski at first, Gedman catching, and Jody Reed at short. For the Orioles, Anderson in center, Bradley in left, Orsulak in right, Ripken at short, Sheets the DH, Mickey Tettleton catching, Jim Traber at first, Worthington at third, and Rene Gonzalez at second. And while I'm on my soapbox, I guess, I love inside pitch. I think it's a great game mechanics, pitcher-hitter interaction. I like how they incorporate the ballparks. I like how they incorporate range plays. I even enjoy the base running. Now that I've gotten that pretty much under control now, I kind of enjoy and appreciate the genius behind the base running. The only negative thing I have to say about the game, and I've said it once before on a video, is the rating of their players, specifically platoon guys that the managers know can't hit left-handed pitching, so they don't play them very much against left-handed pitching. But unfortunately, the way inside pitch rates their players, if a player had 40 or less at-bats, or I think it's less than 40 maybe, at-bats against a particular side of the plate, they're not rated. They're just given a generic card. There is no left-right splits. Well, Exhibit A is Larry Sheets. If you look at Larry Sheets, he had 304 at-bats. So certainly enough at-bats to consider him a regular player. But if you look at this card, it's all generic. There is no left, right, anything. And in the '89 season, he hit 154 against lefties and 257 against righties. He had 39 at-bats against lefties and 265 bats against righties. So obviously Frank Robinson knew he was not proficient against left-handed pitching. However, the way this card is set up, he can hit a home run against the lefties the same as he can a righty. He can hit 243 against lefties the same as he does against righties. There's no provision anywhere up here for anything. In real life, he had 7 home runs, and they were all against right-handed pitching. So my only gripe with this game is the ratings that they have here. Even the question mark 7 you would think would be split a little bit, but it's not. It's all generic. So that's my one gripe with this game. And to me, this is the kind of guy it's more important to have this guy rated for splits than anybody else, because the reason why he did not play or did not have many at-bats against lefties is because the manager knew he couldn't hit left-handed pitching. And when your batting average is over 100 points difference from lefty to righty, I think it should be represented in the game. So that's my spiel. I'm sticking to it. I don't apologize for it. However, that being said, this is a great game. I thoroughly enjoy it. Most other players, 98% of the other players, are all rated wonderfully. They do a great job with their ratings. It's just that if a player falls in the category like Larry Sheets, unfortunately he's not rated split-wise. But that's just, maybe me splitting hairs. I don't know. But it's just the left-right thing has always been one of my pet peeves, I guess you want to call it. But like I said, that being said, it's a great game. Don't let that discourage you from trying the game out, because it's a wonderful game. The mechanics, like I said, are very wonderful. And it's pretty much my go-to game now. I mean, that's what I play more than anything, I think, recently. I do mix in some Stratomatic and payoff pitch in between, but this is pretty much my go-to game because it's really so enjoyable. Just the game engine is so well thought out and just brilliant. Like I said, my only gripe was the way they rate certain players. It's not many of them, just certain ones that don't have 40 at-bats versus left-handed pitching. I can understand if the guy only had like 70 at-bats for the year and he only had 10 against lefties and 60 against righties. Hey, that's not a big enough sample to rate it. I can understand that. But if a guy has 300 at-bats, he should be rated split left and right, no matter how few he had against left-handed pitching. Okay, enough of that. Let's get to the game. Jose Bautista is on the mound for the Orioles. And in the '89 season, he was 3-4 with a 5.31 ERA. And he'll be opposed by Mike Boddicker. Mike Boddicker, a much better pitcher, 15-11 with an even 4 ERA. So just on the outside looking in, it looks like a slam dunk for the Red Sox. However, in the real game, the Orioles won this real game by the score of 6-4 as they knocked out Boddicker pretty early in the game. All right, let's get going here. Wade Boggs is going to lead us off, and we're using Baltimore Oriole colored dice. So the orange die there for the Orioles. If I had a black D20, I would use that. I don't, so I'm just going to have to use a white one. So everything's white and orange for the Orioles. See if that gives them good karma. We shall see. So we're underway. Jose Bautista facing Wade Boggs. We get a 6-4. 6-4 is blank against a lefty. Would have been a star line against a righty. So we'll go to Boggs card. 1-6. He's going to line it to short. So he lines it right to Ripken for 1 away. And we're underway. Here's Marty Barrett. 3-2. 3-2 is a blank, so we go to Barrett's card. Finish the at-bat. 3-1, and he's going to line it to third. So it's a liner to short to Ripken. Now it's a liner to third to Worthington. 2 hard hit balls, but 2 outs. And now Dewey Evans steps to the plate. 6-1, strikeout chance, but 16's too high for that. So we'll go to Evans. 3-3. He's going to single past Worthington. So Evans sneaks it past Worthington for a 2-out single. Evans' attempt is a 1, so we'll see if anything happens on that. Does not. So Evans will stay put. He cannot get the jump of any kind. So here's Mike Greenwell. We get a 4-2. 4-2 is a possible hit by pitch. Greenwell's hit by pitch is a 3, -5 from Bautista, so he's impossible to get hit by a pitch. Go to Greenwell to finish out. 3-6, it's a ground ball to short, and that's going to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Red Sox in the first. Bautista is able to sneak by it, work around that 2-out single. We go to the bottom of the first. Red Sox nothing, Orioles coming to bat, and Brady Anderson stepping to the plate against Boddicker. 3-3 for Boddicker is a strikeout chance, and that's a 2, so Brady Anderson will indeed strike out for out number 1. Here is Phil Bradley. 5-5, that's a wild pitch, but nobody on base, so it's considered a foul ball. Try it again off the pitcher card. 3-2 is a hit by pitch chance. That's a +9 for Boddicker, +8 here for Bradley. That's 17. So with a 3 up there, Bradley's going to get plunked. So Boddicker lets one get away. Bradley reaches. His attempt is a 3. So we'll see if anything's going on. It's a 2, so he's going to try to steal. He's a 15. Boddicker adds a 1 to that. That's a 16. Gedman adds 1 again. That's a 17. So a 1 to 17, he'll make it. And he does. So it's a stolen base for Phil Bradley. So he's at second base with 1 away. He will not try to steal third, but we will roll for a pickoff or balk or pickoff error attempt. Have to get a 20. We did not. So here's Orsolak. Orsolak 3-5, and that's a blank. Go to Orsolak's card 4-4. That's a fly to left, and with the runner on second, the fly to left, I'm not even going to consider going to third. So 2 down, and here's Cal Ripken. Again, we'll roll to make sure there's no pickoff or anything. There's not. So here's Ripken. 3-6, strikeout chance, but 19's too much. We go to Ripken to finish. And we get a 2-3, and that's a pop to short. So Ripken pops it up to Jody Reed. And Orioles are gone in the first. So we go to the second, no score from Memorial Stadium. And Bautista. Of course, the Orioles are still a couple of years away from moving into Camden Yards, which they did in '92. So here's Burks. 1-6. A home run chance, a straight up home run chance. That's an 11. Does Ellis Burks have an 11? Yes, he's got a 14, so that falls in that category. So Ellis Burks just took Bautista deep. Home run. Red Sox lead it 1-0. And here's Jim Rice. Rice now 4-4. Range play. So we got a range play. Somebody's going to be tested on a range play. Let's see what it is. 6-3. That's a single pass third, but it's a range play for Worthington. His range is a 2. If he can get to it, he will take that hit away. He does not. It's a 5, so it is simply a single. We don't check for a double because it's not a ground out. It's a single already on the card. So you're not going to up that to a double just because you rolled a 5. It has to be a ground out to get the possible bump. So here's the Sasky, and let's see here. Rice has no attempt rating, so we're not even going to worry about that. But we'll roll a D20 just to see if there's a pickoff or balk or anything like that. Nothing happening. The Sasky 3-1. That's a star line against a right-hander, so we'll see what the star line is. It's a 5, which is a ground ball to short. So we got a potential double play. The infield was playing at double play depth, so the double play rating is going to be bumped by 1. So Sasky's a 2 plus the 1 makes him a 3. The pivot is the second baseman, Gonzalez. He's a 0. So it's a 3 altogether for double play. It's a 5, so no double play, but the 5 is greater than Rice's BR rating, so it's a fielder's choice. 6-4 for out number 1, and the Sasky is the runner at first. He has no attempt, but again, roll for that potential pickoff. Nothing happening. Here's Gedman. 2-6. Home run question mark. That's a 6. And against lefties, that fits it. So Gedman gets to try for a home run. He's got to roll a 6 or better, or 6 or less to get it. 7, he just missed it. So no home run for Gedman. Fancy at bat on Gedman's card. 3-4, and that's a star line 4, which is a ground ball to second. And this could be a double play. Again, they're double play depth. He's already a 3, makes him a 4. Ripken is the pivot man. He's a +1, makes him a 5. So if this is not a 6, it's a double play. It's a double play. 6-4-3. I'm sorry, 4-6-3, because Ripken was the pivot. And that's going to end the inning, but the run comes in on the home run by Ellis Burks. And after 1.5, it is the Red Sox 1, the Orioles nothing. And Mike Boddicker back out. We'll be facing Larry Sheets. Mr. Indifferent on his card. 3-1, nothing happening there. 5-1, and he's going to pop it to first. And what that also does by making it more generic is you're not giving him enough credit against righties, so it's hurting his average against righties as well. So that's 1 away. Mickey Tettleton, 5-4, but I think I beat that horse enough. 5-4 is a strikeout chance, and a 2 there, that's definitely a strikeout. So Tettleton is gone. Mr. Fruit Loops, 2 down for Jim Traber. Traber's in the same boat as as Sheets is, but I didn't check all his numbers. But he's kind of in the same boat. 234 bats, but not enough against lefties to get a split. 2-2 is a double question mark against a lefty. A 1-5 is a star line. It's an 18 though. So go to Traber to finish the at bat. We get a 1-4, and that's a ground ball to third, and that's going to end the inning. So Boddicker breezes through the second. We go to the third. 1-0 Red Sox. Here on inside pitch. 1989 style. All right, Bautista facing Jody Reed. 4-1, and that's a strikeout chance. That's a 14 too much. Go to Reed's card. 3-6, that's a star line 3, which is a fly to right. And Reed is gone. One away. Here's Wade Boggs. 6-3, and that's a blank against a lefty. 6-2, that's a question mark 7 against a right-hander. Question mark 7, 15 or less he gets a hit, but that's an 18, so he's going to fly to left. So Boggs is out of there. 2 down for Marty Barrett. Marty Grinning Barrett. 2-5, and that's a home run chance. Straight up home run, but Marty Barrett's only a 2, that's a 5, so no home run. Go to Barrett's card. 6-6, he's going to star line 6 it, which is a fly to center. So Bautista got lucky that it was Barrett at the plate, not somebody else, when he found that home run result. Now we go to the bottom of the third. Worthington. 2-6 is a strikeout chance, and he will strike out. He's a 14, that's a 12, or that was a 12 till I moved it. So Worthington's out on strikes. Here's Rene Gonzalez. Don't walk away, Rene Gonzalez. 3-4, that's a strikeout plus, so he's definitely out of there. So Boddicker faring much better in this game than he did in real life. Real life, he didn't even make it out of the third inning. 2-3 on Brady Anderson's a blank. Go to Brady. 2-2, and that's a liner right to first base. Snagged by Isaski, and that's going to end the inning. So 3 innings in the books, and it's 1-0 Red Sox. As Mike Boddicker having his way so far with the Orioles, but we got 6 innings to go, so a lot can change. Bautista back out facing Dewey Evans. 4-3, and that's a potential error. The result here is a 2-2, which is a pop to second. The error number here is a 9, but Rene Gonzalez is a 6. So since 9 is greater than 6, there's no error. It's simply a pop out. It would have had to have been a 6 or less on the D20 to be an error. So 1 away, and here's Greenwell. Whoa, I knew that was going to happen eventually. It just always seems to do that when I don't have a backstop up there. That D20 gets a little overzealous, or let's say I get overzealous rolling the D20. So I will re-roll the D20, and we get a 4. So let's see, it's a 3-6, which is a strikeout chance, and a 4 is going to fall into that category. So Greenwell down on strikes. Here's Ellis Burks. Homered his first chance. 3-6, strikeout chance, but 19's too much. 2-2 is a fly to right. That's going to end the inning. So nothing going on there. We go to the bottom of the fourth, still 1-0 Red Sox. Pitcher's duel here at Fenway. I'm sorry, here at Memorial. So you're used to saying Fenway because it seems like every Boston game I played is in Fenway, but not today. Here's Phil Bradley. 6-5, that's a walk chance, but 17's too much. Even with 1 from the stadium, it's only a 15. 4-1, that's a fly to left. Handled out there by Greenwell. 1 away, and here's the slack man, Joe Orsulak. 4-6 is a blank against a lefty. 1-1 is a single pass first against a righty, so single there for Orsulak, and there certainly inside pitch did a good job with the splits there, given that. Attempt rating of Orsulak is a 1. Nothing happening. And that brings up Cal. 1 out, 1 on, 5-2. Possible error if a throw is necessary. 6-3, a throw will be necessary. It's ground ball to third. That's a 15 though. So third baseman Boggs' error rating is only a 9, so no error there. Now we have to check for a double play. They are playing halfway, so that's a 3 for Ripken. The pivot Barrett is a 0. and Boddicker adds nothing. So it's a 1-3 for a double play, and it is. It's a 5-4-3 around the horn double play, and that will retire the side. So we go to the fifth. Still 1-0. That home run from Burks is standing up. It is 1-0, and Bautista going to be facing Jim Rice. 1-1's a strikeout chance, and Rice is gone. One away. Here's Nick Isaski. 6-6. Well, we went from 1-1 to 6-6. That's a walk chance, and he will walk him. So we got both extremes, this 1-1 and now the 6-6. Saski has no attempt, but we will check for a pickoff. No 20, so no pickoff. Here is Gedman. 5-6 is a potential wild pitch. That's a 6, but it's past the wild pitch rating, so it's simply going to be a foul ball. We'll replay it. 2-4 is a strikeout chance. 13 is more than the 12, but the stadium subtracts 2, makes it a 10, so no strikeout. Finish it up on Gedman. 1-6, he flies to right. 2 down for Jody Reed. So Jody Reed, the batter. 6-3. 6-3 is a potential walk, but a 20 on the D20 takes care of that. Go to Reed's card. 3-5. It's ground ball to short, handled by Ripken. And the inning's over. So we go to the bottom of the fifth. Bottom of the fifth, still 1-0. Favor of the Red Sox. Boddicker back out. We're facing Larry Sheets. 6-6 is a strikeout chance. Sheets is gone. One away, so you can fold the Sheets there. He's out of there. Here's Tettleton. 4-6. He's a switch hitter batting left, so that's a blank on the 4-6. Tettleton. 5-1. Question mark 8. So it's a fly to center. Will it drop? He's an 8. Against right-handers, that falls in the 6-11 category for a double. So Mickey Tettleton puts one in the gap in left center for a double. So a 1-out double by Tettleton. We'll roll on the D20, make sure there's no pickoff or balk. Nothing happening there. Here's Jim Traber. 5-3, and that's a potential walk against a lefty, but a 20 is too much. Go to Traber's card to finish. 2-3. It's a fly to right. And Tettleton's not really fleet of foot to try to get to third on that, so they will just keep him right where he is. Plus Evans is in right. He's got a 0 arm though. Tettleton's got a BR of 2, so, well, you know what, we'll try it. It's a 2 or less, he'll make it. Nope, didn't make it, so he's got to hold. All right, here's Worthington, and we'll roll again for the potential pickoff. Nothing. 1-6 is a range play on Boddicker's card, so Worthington. 6-2. Starline 5, which is a fly to left, so we're doing the range of the left fielder Greenwell. He's a 3. And he fails the range play. So now, let's see here. Failed range play. Let's look at the thing here. Failed range play. We roll again. If it's a 5 or 6, it's a double. Anything else, it's a single. It's a double. So since it's a 6, that failed range play becomes a double. So Worthington has doubled in Tettleton with 2 outs. And we got a tie game. So why not for the Orioles? They have tied it on a Worthington double. So we're tied at 1 here in the 5th. And here's Rene Gonzalez. Forgot to roll for the pickoff, but I'm not going to worry about it now. 2-3 is a blank, so we go to Gonzalez. 4-2 is a single pass second. How about that? The bottom of the order coming through for the Orioles. S4. To get from second to home, you need a 2 through 6 BR rating. Worthington certainly has that. Worthington's BR rating is a 2 right on the button, but there's 2 outs. So that gives him a 3. So 3 is going to do it and bring home the run. Orioles now lead it 2-1. So we'll check the attempt because Gonzalez's attempt is a 4. 6, that means a hit and run coming up here for Brady Anderson. A hit and run is coming up for Brady Anderson. 6-1 is a blank, so we go to Brady Anderson's card. 2-5, ground ball to second. So the hit and run's not going to really matter because it's a third out of the inning. So, Orioles. And it wasn't a range play, so the hit and run didn't affect anybody's range. So the Orioles pick up 2 runs thanks to the bottom portion of the order. When we go to the 6th, it's Baltimore 2, Boston 1. Bautista back out. Now, his fatigue, he can face 24 batters. Right now, he's faced 18, so he's in pretty good shape for at least one more inning. Top of the order, Wade Boggs. 4-6 is blank on Bautista. Go to Boggs. 4-4. And oddly, Boggs had a reverse split here. Ground ball to second. If it had been a lefty, it'd be a single, but Boggs grounds it to Mr. Gonzalez, 1 away. Marty Barrett. 1-6. Home run chance. But again, Barrett's only a 2. That's the second time he's rolled that result with Barrett. And got another low D20, but Barrett's only a 2, so we got to break again. 1-5, and that's a ground ball to short. Ripken handles it. 2 down. So Bautista tiptoeing through the lineup there with these home run chances, but hitting it with the right people other than Burks back in the second. 3-5. 3-5 is an error on a grounder if there is a grounder. 5-3. Star line 2. That's a fly to center, so obviously no error there. As Dwight Evans flies to Brady Anderson. Anderson puts it away. Bautista, impressive through 6 innings. His only mistake was a home run ball to Burks. And that's been it. So Boddicker back out now. He can face up to 27 batters. He has faced 19, so he's in good shape. Bradley, 2-5, and that's a blank. 3-5. 3-5 is a ground ball to short, handled by Jody Reed, 1 away. Get so used to playing some of these newer seasons where the fatigue rating is not quite as good. You go back to the 70s or 80s, and all of a sudden you realize these guys, can go a lot longer than you think. 6-6 is a strikeout. 13, though, is too much, so Orsolak finish it up on his card. 6-6 again. He's going to single to center. So Orsolak gets a 1-out single. His attempt is a 1. Nothing happening with that. Brings up Cal Ripken. 1-6 is a range play. 5-6, ground ball to short. We're checking Jody Reed's range. He's a range of 2. A range of 2. And since they're at double play depth, I believe that lowers his range down to a 1. To 5, it doesn't matter anyway. It's going to be a fielder's choice because 5 is higher than Orsolak's BR rating. So it's a fielder's choice, 4-6. I'm sorry, 6-4 because it went to Jody Reed, not to Marty Barrett. 6-4, fielder's choice. 2 down, Ripken's aboard. His attempt is a 1 as well. So nothing happening. Here's Larry Sheets. 2-6 is a strikeout chance. 19, too much. Finish it up on Sheets. 2-5, question mark 7. That's a 19. That's out of range. So it's going to be a fly to left to end the inning. So we go to the 7th. Still 2-1 O's. Bautista hanging in there. Can face 24 batters. He has faced, at this point, 21. So the Oriole bullpen is loosening. Here's Greenwell. 3-5. That's a potential error if there's a grounder. 2-2. That's a star line 3. It's a fly to right, so no worry of an error there. As Orsolak puts it away. Here's Ellis Burks. 3-1. And that's an automatic star line on a 3-1 against a right-hander. So the star line is a 6, which is a fly to center, put away by Brady Anderson. 2 up, 2 down. So maybe Bautista is enjoying the karma of having this orange dice. 4-6 for Jim Rice, and that's a blank, so we go to Rice's card. 3-4, 3-4, he's going to fly to right. Put away out there by Orsolak, so 3 fly ball out. 7th inning stretch we go. And it's still 2-1. And Bautista has faced now 24 batters exactly, so you'll be on a short leash going forward, I would assume. They might even go to the bullpen. I don't know. We'll wait and see. Here's Tettleton leading off against Boddicker. 3-4, and that is a strikeout plus against a righty, but a blank against a lefty. Tettleton's switch hitter, so he's batting left, so it's a blank. Tettleton's card, 6-2, is a star line 4, which is a ground to short. So Jody Reed puts that away, 1 away for Traber. 4-4, and that is a home run question mark. That is a 2, so it passes that. So now Traber has a 1 to 7 chance of a home run. 15 though is too much, so we finished the at bat on Traber's card. 6-4, he will fly to center. Handled by Burks, 2 down. And that brings up Craig Worthington, had that big double last inning. 1-3 is the ballpark card. It's the first time today we're going to Memorial Stadium. It's a 1-1, which is a ground ball to third, and that's going to end the inning. Inning's over. We go to the 8th. Still 2-1 Orioles. Well, you hate to take Bautista out, but he's right on the verge. Let's see who's coming up for the Red Sox. We got Asaski, Gedman, and Reed. So I think they're going to let him pitch to Asaski, and then they're going to bring in the lefty to face Gedman. So from what I'm seeing here, Kevin Hickey is loosening in the bullpen for the Orioles, the left-hander. He'll come in to face Gedman, but they're going to give Bautista one more at bat here against Asaski. 5-4. 5-4 is a double question mark. Against a right-hander, you have to have a 1, but that's only a 6, so go to Asaski's card to finish. 1-1 is a ground ball to third, so he gets the job done there. And now they're going to go ahead and make Frank Robinson's going to make the pitching move with the left-hander Gedman coming up. Now, of course, the Red Sox could pinch hit for Gedman, but let's see who they got on there, who their backup catcher is in 89. Their backup catcher, John Marzano. They could pinch hit with Kevin Romine, and then use Marzano. Let's see how they want to play this. You know what? They're going to let Gedman swing away. Gedman's not rated for lefty rights either, so he's generic. So it doesn't hurt Gedman at all to face Kevin Hickey. It's no effect. So I probably shouldn't even have brought Hickey in the game, but at least if Hickey gets off lefty batters, he's got a chance. So let's see what happens. 1-3 is a wild pitch chance, but nobody's on base with a foul ball. Try it again. 6-6 is blank, so we're going to Gedman's card. 4-1 is a question mark 7. Up to a 16 is a double. That's a 15, so Gedman just doubled off Hickey. Doubt he would have done that if the card had been rated as splits, but hey, that's just the way it goes. So Gedman's aboard. He does no attempt chances. We'll check for a pickoff error chance, or pickoff chance. There is none. So here's Jody Reed. Hickey, 3-5 on Hickey. 3-5 is a blank against a righty. Lefty would have been a K+, but it's a blank against Reed. Finish off Reed's card, 5-3. He's going to ground to second. And that will allow Gedman to get to third. But now there are 2 outs. So 2 outs and Wade Boggs. So lefty on lefty for Boggs. And Boggs is definitely rated for lefty-righty splits. Big play here for Hickey. 6-3 against a lefty is blank. So we go to Boggs' card. 4-3. 4-3 is a single past second base. And we got a tie ball game, folks. Just like that, Wade Boggs single takes the win away from Bautista. And Hickey gives up the go-ahead run. The attempt is a 1 on Boggs, but it's -1 from Hickey. So Hickey staying in there to face Barrett. 5-6 is a hit by pitch chance, but 17 is way too much, so we go to Barrett's card. 2-5 for Barrett is a star line 2, which is a ground ball to short to end the inning. But the Red Sox have tied it on that base hit by Boggs. We're tied at 2 going to the bottom of the 8th, and that's going to be all for Hickey. He will be done for the day. And it depends on what the Orioles do in the bottom of the 8th to determine who is going to be the pitcher in the 9th, whether it's the closer or just a middle reliever. All right, Rene Gonzalez steps up to the plate to lead off, but he could be pinch hit for. Let's check their bench. And a guy who did pinch hit in this game, Francisco Melendez, will pinch hit for Gonzalez. And then Bill Ripken will come in and play second base. So a couple of administrative things here. Melendez is the pinch hitter. And then Bill Ripken will be the new second baseman. And Bill Ripken's second baseman rating, he's a 4, and a +1 on the pivot as well, just like his brother Cal. All right, so Melendez will be facing Boddicker. Now Boddicker can face 27 batters. This will be batter number 27 that he's about to face right now. So he's going to face Melendez. 5-4 is a strikeout chance, and he's going to strike out Melendez. So Melendez fails on the pinch hitting duties. One away, and here's Brady Anderson. Now we got some lefties coming up. So Boddicker, do they go to the bullpen? They do have Rob Murphy in the bullpen. I think they will. So since Boddicker has reached his 27 batters, we're going to bring in Rob Murphy, the lefty. So Murphy will be on. And he'll have a lefty-lefty matchup with Brady Anderson. So Brady Anderson, lefty on lefty. 2-4. 2-4 is a strikeout chance. 20 is too much. Go to Anderson's card. 2-5. He's going to ground to second. And there's 2 away. So could be going to the ninth tied at 2. Phil Bradley, 2-5. Walk plus chance for Bradley. So he will draw a 2-out walk. And Bradley's attempt is a 3 with Ripken coming up. I'm sorry, Orsolak coming up. 20, so we got a chance. Oh, there's no pickoff chance, so don't worry about that. So here is Orsolak with Bradley at first and 2 outs. Slack man, 1-4. Blank against a lefty. Would have been a walk against a righty. Orsolak, 5-4. He will fly to right. And we're going to the ninth tied at 2 apiece. So since we are tied, well, it's the top of the ninth, so really there is no save situation going forward for the Orioles. So you may as well bring out your best, not leave him on the bench and not pull a Buck Showalter. So Greg Olson, their closer, is coming on. No sense holding him out. There's no save to hold him back for. So Greg Olson will be on, and he'll be facing Evans, Greenwell, and Burks here to start the ninth. And he does have a special K, so I got to be cognizant of that. 3-4, and 3-4 is against a lefty is a star line, against a righty it's blank. So go to Evans' card. 1-6 is a ground ball to short. There is a 9 here. You have to have a 1-5 to be a special K, so the ground to short will stay in place. 1 away. There's Mike Greenwell. 3-4, and that is a star line. We'll see what the star line is. It's a 6, which is a ground ball to short. So 2 ground balls to Cal. 2 up, 2 down for Ellis Burks. 5-6. Strikeout chance. 14's too much. We go to Burks. 3-3. Question mark 8. That's a 15, though. It just got out of the range. 14 would have been a triple, but that's a 15. That is a 15. So no chance there. As Brady Anderson tracked it down. All right, we go to the bottom of the ninth, tied at 2. And we'll get a new pitcher for the Red Sox as Murphy is done. And let's see, they need a right-hander, and it's going to be, I believe it's going to be Dennis Lamp. Could be Bob Stanley. I could do that for Uncle Ron, but I won't be mean. I'll go to Dennis Lamp since it's a close game. Since it's tied, which obviously is a close game. So Dennis Lamp will be on. I'll try to manage this the way I think McNamara would, not the way I want the Orioles to win. So here is Ripken facing Dennis Lamp. 1-2 blank because that you have to be tired to get that single. Ripken 2-1's a question mark 8. That's a 7, but against a righty it's only 1-5. If we've been facing a lefty, that would have been a single, but here it's just simply going to be a fly to center. So Ripken is gone. Here's Sheets. 6-2 is the ballpark card. So can Sheets walk it off against Memorial Stadium? Let's see. 5-4. It's a question mark 9. That is a 6, which means it's a single on the stadium card. So Larry Sheets gets a single. Now, do you pinch run for Sheets? Let's see who they got on the bench to run. They do have Mike Devereaux as a pinch runner, possibly, and that's what they're going to do. Mike Devereaux is going to pinch run for Sheets. He'll stay in the game to be the DH if necessary, but his BR is a 4 versus the 1 from Sheets. So they're trying to win it now. They don't want to go to extra innings. They're trying to win it right now. So Mike Devereaux, pinch runner, and then he'll stay in the game to play DH if it goes extra frames. So he's on there as his attempt is a 6. +2 from Lamp gives him an attempt of 8. And that's a 20, so it's a chance for a pickoff. 1 to 2 is a balk, 3 to 4 is a pickoff. It's a 1, so it's a balk. So how about that? Devereaux has induced Dennis Lamp to balk. Gets him to second base. We'll roll the D20 again, make sure nothing's happening. It's not. So Devereaux's at second, in scoring position. Now they could walk Tettleton and pitch to Traber, because first base is now open, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to intentionally walk Tettleton to set up a force play at any base. Infield is at double play depth, so the double play rating is increased by 1. Their range, though, is dropped a little bit. So here's Traber, chance to walk it off against Dennis Lamp. 2-3 is blank. We go to Traber. 1-3. 1-3 is a single pass second, and I believe that's going to do it because Devereaux has a BR of 4 with that pinch, by being a pinch runner, BR of 4, S4. To score, you need a 2 through 6, and he does it. So there you go. Jim Traber just walked it off with a walk-off single, and they turn the lights out on Lamp and win the game 3-2 in the bottom of the 9th. The winning pitcher was Greg Olson. Loser was Dennis Lamp, and they're mobbing Jim Traber as he came through. And let's see here, how many hits did we get? Let's finish up the totals. They won the real game 6-4, so this one they won 3-2. Hits for the Red Sox, 1, 2, 3, 4. I only have them for 5 hits. 2 runs on 5 hits. For the Orioles, that was a hit by pitch there, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got them for 7 hits. So unofficially, I've got the totals as Baltimore 3-7-0, Boston 2-5-0. Winning pitcher again was Greg Olson. Loser was Dennis Lamp, and the walk-off hero was Jim Traber. So hope you enjoyed that presentation of Inside Pitch Baseball. And again, despite my little soapbox in the beginning, don't let that discourage you from playing this game, because it is a wonderful game. I'm just being nitpicky, and that's just what I do, especially on games I like. I try to nitpick on them. If I don't like the game, I don't even care about commenting on it, so that ought to tell you something. So if I'm making comments, that means that I'm invested in the game and I want to see it do well. So take that for what it's worth. But I just want to see the games play as best they can play, and just my one little nitpick on the lefty righties. And you know, everybody has their opinion, and I don't make the game, Chris does, and he makes a great game. So I am not saying this game is not good whatsoever. It's a wonderful game. Like I said, it's becoming my favorite game, and I'm investing in the game. I bought the 76 set, the 83, I bought 76, 84, 89, and now 2019. Plus I have on the computer, I've got 2017, 1972. And PDF, I've got 1967 and 1975. So I'm, you know, putting my money where my mouth is. I'm investing in this game more so than maybe in any other game recently. So, you know, don't follow what somebody says, follow what they do, and follow their calendar and their pocketbook. That's how you really know what they spend time on, and what they spend their money on will tell you a lot more so than what they actually maybe say or give lip service to. So again, kudos to Chris for a wonderful game that was very entertaining and fun. The little thing with Larry Sheets and whatnot, you know, in this case didn't even come up, so not even worried about it. It just, you know, you find something you like 99%, you want to get to that 100% to make it perfect game for you, and that's just my one little hang up, I guess you want to call it that. But all in all, great game. I encourage you to check it out. You can get a PDF sample teams and sample game parts for like $6 or $7. It's dirt cheap to give it a try. I think the PC game, you get a 2 or 3 day trial on that. The cards are pretty good quality cards, nice and colorful. So the game components are pretty good. The boards here are already pre-laminated for you, so you don't have to do any lamination yourself. They've already gone through that trouble of doing that. So again, kudos to Chris for that. The rule book, the rules are pretty self-explanatory. The base running does take some time to get used to. It's a little bit different animal, but once you get it, you understand it, and you see the brilliance of it. So that's all I got to say, as somebody once said, and that's going to do it from here. So hope you enjoyed. I almost said appreciated. I don't know why I would say that. I hope you enjoyed this presentation of Inside Pitch. 3-2 your final. The Orioles win it in a walk-off. The Orioles are now 2-0, just like they were in real life. They were 2-0 to start the '89 season against the Red Sox. I'm not doing a Orioles season replay per chance because I'm still working on the White Sox replay on Stratomatic, and plus I have other things I want to do as well. But every once in a while I like to pick out the '89 and just kind of play along. So kind of unofficially just doing it. I'm not really keeping stats or anything. I'm just playing along first couple games and see how it goes. If I get really into it, I've got the score sheets. I can always go back in and try to keep stats, but I doubt I'll go that route because I've got too many other things to do. If I want to do a season replay on Inside Pitch, I'll probably do it 2019. But anyway, that's it from here. Final score, Orioles 3, Red Sox 2. Enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and as usual, I will see you all down the road.